Hey booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. Just a quick announcement before I get into this fantastic tag. I wanted to tell you that I made a special holiday video that is on my Ko-fi page. You can watch the video. You do not need to give me a tip. Okay, I've been very, very blessed this year. And so please, I just wanted to share some of my holiday decorations and tell you some of my childhood Christmas memories. I realize like some of you may not be into that, so that's why it's on the Ko-fi page. And for some of you, maybe you're not decorating this year, and so if you want, I don't know, to live vicariously or something through my holiday decorations, I hope you will. Not all the footage turned out as well as I would like, but I would love your feedback. And if there's other holiday videos you'd like me to make, like I was thinking about making one about Christmas movies that I love for the Ko-fi page. So let me know your ideas in the comment section or on the Ko-fi page. The video will be listed under posts. So that is the Deck the Halls portion of this video. And now we are going to get into the book club book tag, which is created by Melinda at Web of Stories. Wonderful channel. You must check it out if you have not. And I don't think enough people have done this tag. I have not seen this tag. It's not circulating all the places that I'm circulating, I guess, maybe. So I'm gonna tag a couple other people. If you haven't ever been in a book club, or you're not currently in a book club, she has like this whole like separate section of questions. So you definitely can still do the tag even if you've never been part of a book club or are currently in a book club. Okay, so question 1. Are you or have you ever been in a book club? Yes. I am not currently in a book club, although I do feel like sometimes buddy reads take on that sort of vibe, which I really love about booktube. So, and then if you say no to this, there's going to be a whole list of alternative questions down below, and I will make sure to put all of the notes down below the video. Question 2. What is your book club or book clubs like? How many people are in it? How often do you meet? Does your club have a specific focus? Okay. So I have been in a lot of book clubs and led book clubs and over the years. So the first book club that I distinctly remember being part of was one that my husband, Jason, created. It's not currently happening. It's not currently going, although maybe that will change in the future. I stepped out of it quite a while before it kind of morphed into something else. Yeah, so in that book club, and there were people from all over the world, because we left our comments on like a certain page. So yeah, people from all over the world were in the book club, and then there was a schedule, and I think we had a page limit, and so, but like each book club member got to pick something. And yeah, I think I eventually got frustrated because people would pick a book, and so all the rest of us would read it, and then they would not share their thoughts. They would not say anything. They would not respond. They wouldn't read the book. My other book clubs, I led book clubs at Barnes & Noble as well as our local library. The Barnes & Noble one, well, I started one there that sold books, but no one ever came to it. So I think after like just a few months, I gave up on it. That was called the Reading Between the Lives book club, and it was all memoirs and biographies. The two I remember the most are a biography of Beatrix Potter, which was excellent, and then The Pursuit of Happiness. Can't remember the author. Anyway, so that didn't work. So then when I started the Pulitzer Project, where I've read all the books that have won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction now. So, but I was in the midst of that while I worked for Barnes & Noble. So I started what I called the Pulitzer Prize winning book club. So we only read Pulitzers for a while, and then eventually got to the point where I was done. I was caught up on all the Pulitzers, and so we read other award-winning books. But there were some great discussions in that, and you know, I think a book club size, like 10 is maybe the absolute max. I think for me maybe 6 to 8 is the best number. The book club that was at the library, obviously I got paid to lead those discussions, so I also got to pick which books we read, and yeah, so I think that was my last. It was a traumatic ending to that book club, but anyway, we won't go into that here. And then currently at my workplace, we are reading, I think we're gonna be reading like a book a quarter. And it's all professional development, like self-help. It's all nonfiction kind of stuff. So that has been interesting as well. And so I am in that, I mean, I'm required to be in that, that book club, if you will. Question 3, what book club generated the best book club discussion in your experience? Oh, this is tough. I'm going to go with Love Medicine, which by Louise Erdrich, which we read in it had been the Pulitzer Prize winning book club, and then it went on to be the award-winning book club. And we read this, so it was in Montana. God, so long ago. Some of those book club members are no longer with us, but it was a fantastic discussion. It was a little tense at times, but it was really interesting. And, you know, I mean, there were a group of retired people, there were professionals, there were graduate students. So it's a real mix of people, but it was a great discussion. This is such a good book. If you haven't read this, you must add it to your TBR. Question 4. Has your club read a book that was great to read, but not great for conversation? When I was leading the book club at the library, I picked Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell. I thought that would be such a great book for that particular book club. And this is one of those things where the addition of the book makes a big difference. So this is my copy of the book, and this is the one that I read for the book club. And, you know, somebody else ordered the books. They arrived, and they were all just really crummy Dover editions. Sorry, I have some Dover books that I'm holding on to, but the difference between a Penguin Classic and a Dover Thrift Edition, and I just felt so bad because there's so many great notes at the end of this book. There were things about, you know, I was just recently talking about Jane Austen's wardrobe. There's stuff about clothing in the back, headwear that they would have loved. So there's quite a few sort of appendices and notes in the Penguin edition, but that is not the edition that the book club read, with the exception of me. And so it wasn't as great of a discussion as I think it could have been. Question 5, is there a book you would like your book club to read and discuss? So I'm not going to talk about the professional development book club, just a couple other books that I grabbed off the shelf that were Pulitzers and made for really interesting discussions. And I just am always looking for ways to talk about these books. So Martin Dressler by Stephen Millhauser. I love this book so much, but yeah, it was a mixed reaction, but I think that tends to make for the best discussions, right? If everyone loves something, you just gush over it, right? The other book I wanted to mention because, and I don't know which streaming service, I can't remember, I apologize, but there's a streaming service that has a film that's called like The Trial of the Cane Mutiny. And so it's not the whole book by Herman Wouk, which won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. It's like just the court scene part of it, although I'm sure there's flashbacks in the film to, you know, the stuff on the ship. This is a great book. And it's chunky, but my Pulitzer book club, they loved it. We had such a great discussion. This is also another book that, you know, just occasionally I'm reading something that my dad and I can have a conversation about. I've read some military books, and I tend to have the best conversations about those with my dad. Yeah, so he I started talking about this and talking about some of the crazy things that happened in the Cane Mutiny, but this is an excellent book. Question 6. If you could invite an author, dead or alive, to your book club to discuss their body of work, who would it be? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's intense. That's a lot. I'm not sure. I might have to go with Louise Erdrich. Although I need to read more of her books I mean, obviously she's not going to come to my professional development book club, which is not mine, by the way. But she's written so many books. So I think it would be interesting to kind of talk about her trajectory and, yeah, like where things are going. But I mean, there's so many authors, right, dead or alive, that it would be wonderful to have at a book club discussion. Okay, tag some people. Here we go, you guys. I don't think enough people have done this tag, so I'm tagging some heavy hitters here. I'm going to tag Steve Donahue. I'm going to tag Aaron Facer, Mindy's Book Journey, Randy at Literate Texan, Alice in the Giant Bookshelf, Roz at Scally Dandelion About the Books, Murphy's Every Whim, I hope I'm saying that right, Rainer Reed's Stuff, and Will Chambers. And again, even if you're not part of a book club, you can still do this tag. Now, those of you who don't have a channel, I want you to answer these questions. Tell me about your book club experiences down below. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to hear your comments. If you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can always leave me an emoji or give this video a thumbs up as a way to say hello. And if I didn't tag you and you want to do this tag, please do. Booktube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.